Okay. Oh, we are live. I uh, I hit the button and wasn't paying attention, so we'll just go ahead and get started here. Hey, everybody! Thanks for joining us today. We're talking about weather here in the Boise, Idaho area, south west Idaho, just the four seasons and kind of what to expect and what to do during those four seasons. We've got a great group of guys. We've got Keith Kellum and Steve Dempsey to chat a little bit about their experiences and their points of reference. But real quick, did want to introduce myself and introduce our sponsor real quick. My name is Jerod Lee. I'm the associate broker and team lead at My Home Connection. And our sponsor for the day is Perfect Home Buying Process, whereby we spent the last couple of decades trying to perfect the home buying process to make things simple and efficient for you. We've got a podcast series that we'll send out to answer hopefully the majority of the questions you might have. 100-page lifestyle and relocation guide, along with any reports that would be helpful. But we also currently have a couple of offers, up to $500 worth of the appraisal and on the home inspection for your purchase upon close, and then of course some real estate secrets we want to share with you. But other than that, we'll introduce the gentleman here. Got Keith Kellum and Steve Dempsey. How you doing, gentlemen?
Doing good.
Doing good. Thanks.
Good to have you on. I think you've got both got some unique points of perspective to help kind of shed some light on the weather here and the four seasons. Keith, you're being from California, right? Born and raised mid Central California.
Central Coast. Yep.
Central Coast.
Santa Barbara County, where it's never too cold and never too hot, and
Yep.
that's different than here.
Were you thinking, what am I getting myself into? Moving to Idaho type thing?
I was a little scared, to be honest with you.
What's this thing
I
they call
was
snow?
I was a little concerned, but every year that I've lived here, I just grow more and more in love with this state. I love Idaho so much. It's the so when the calendar says it's going to be the next season, you can look out your window and yep, it's fall, or yep, it's snowing. Or it's kind of mind blowing, but it's even almost 20 years, I'm still kind of getting used to it. But I love it.
Yeah, yeah, same. And Steve, you've lived in a number of places, born and raised, and then when in the military.
hmm
You've seen all kinds of different climates. Give us your background briefly,
Oh,
just
sure,
help out.
sure. So, yeah, I've lived a lot of places across the country, but I went to college in Arizona, and a lot of people think Arizona is being hot and dry, but I went to college in Flagstaff, which is about 7,200 feet elevation. So it was tremendous amount of snow in the winter, and they said it was always like 9 months of winter and 3 months of late fall there. So actually, I love the snow, and in moving to Idaho uh, offers a lot of, for example, skiing. I love to ski and snowboard, and there's several resorts, all within a couple of hours from Boise for that activity. Um, and as far as the weather goes, like Jared says, it's varied. Looking out your window, or Keith said, looking out your window, it's pretty much predictable. Summers are warm and dry or hot and dry. Uh, and then the winters, not too cold in Boise, but you get further up in the mountains, it can tend to get a little chilly up there. So,
Yeah, we have an interesting, I guess, an unexpected weather condition here because we're in the high desert. We're about 27 foot, 2,700 foot elevation, and then as Steve mentioned, as you head up north, you'll increase in elevation pretty significantly. So you can kind of go to whatever climate you want to go to. you know,
hmm
I like the snow, but I like to go to it, and then I like to leave it. when I first moved out here in '94, there was quite a bit of snow. You'd miss, days. The kids would miss days at school. You might miss work or have to work from home or what have you. But over time, we've definitely warmed up here. We're kind of in the banana belt, so kind of unique climate to the rest of Idaho. So when we say all four seasons, you get a sense of what the time of the year is. Kind of like what Keith said. In California, you get summer year round. I've also lived in Arizona, and we had summer and hot summer. And I was a Navy brat growing up, so we traveled around all over the country and even international to and dealt with a lot of different climates and temperatures. And this is by far kind of my favorite. But Keith, you kind of I didn't mean to speak for you on the California side as far as the climate there, but is that not
It's more like spring and fall.
okay?
Yeah,
Yeah,
would be and so when it's spring and fall here, to me it seems like normal weather. When it's a little chilly in the morning, warms up in the day, and gets chilly at night, that's like normal weather to me. And it's just weird when it's the sun's up at 6 in the morning and it's still light at 10 at night, and it's 80 degrees. That's not normal.
yeah. Yeah, the one thing I will say, it's not the four seasons, but it'll change during the seasons, is our drastic swings in temperature. We'll have, 20, 30, even more degrees of swing throughout the course of a day. So, if it's hot during the day in the summer, it'll usually cool off significantly, in the evening. It's not like Arizona where it was hot during the day and it didn't get much cooler, in the evening. So
hmm
you get some reprieve is my point. If it's cold, it's likely going to warm up. If it's really hot, it's likely going to cool down.
Yeah, I've been here in the Treasure Valley for over 30 years, and I'm looking back. I can honestly say there's probably been maybe a half a dozen times over those 30 years where we've gotten a significant amount of snowfall in the Treasure Valley in the Boise area. Um, so there that has happened, but usually it doesn't stick around very long because the weather will warm up and then it's all gone, within a few days.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I generally say that, but I do leave myself an out because I've helped people relocate into the area, and then the next winter was Snowmageddon, and we got absolutely
yeah,
pummeled. So they're
right.
like thinking fortunately they heard on the news or what have you that this was a fluke, but they're thinking, man, Jerod sure misled us because there's way more snow than what he was sharing. But anyway, we have flukes like that every once in a while, but not often.
Yeah, like I said, in my 30 plus years, that was probably, the winter to remember was the Snowmageddon winter. So
Yeah, yeah.
The
they're still talking
mailman
about
got
it.
stuck in the cul-de-sac of a friend of mine. We were trying to help him out, but he was just stuck. He had to just walk out of there. I don't know what he did, but Snowmageddon was crazy. What was that, like
Yeah.
15, winter of 15 or something like
Yeah,
15
15 or
Um,
ish?
yeah,
16.
16. I think it was winter of 16. Yeah,
Was it? Okay.
2016. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that
be
was
prepared. You might invest
hmm
in a snow shovel and maybe never use it, but if it's in your
right.
garage, be nice to
Yep.
have. Most aren't investing in like snow plows or anything like that. Most of the time snow will come down, and then over the course of the day it'll just melt out depending on which direction your house is facing. But what I like is over the course of the year you are getting a sense of the different feel of the year, right? One of my favorites is fall. Just visually, the changing of the colors of the leaves is absolutely beautiful, and you'll get that kind of nip, in the air in the evening. That's super cool. Of course, you're not quite into the winter months where you're going up and playing in the snow just yet, um, but visually, it's just stunning, especially if you drive up
Mhm.
north. You get some beautiful scenery. The spring here is amazing as colors start to come out. So I'm just contrasting that with places I've lived, like Seattle or Portland is just kind of green and green all the time and kind of rainy all the time, and it stops for a little
Mm,
while in the summer, or in Arizona where it's just kind of never raining, or if you do get rain, it's monsoons and it just pummels you for a few days and then goes away. So I'm just sharing that this is very much a place where you will appreciate the transition from one season to another,
mhm.
and kind of preparing yourself for the related activities.
Now I'm going to share an experience I had. Oh, it's been quite a few years ago, but you remember when I had a boat, right, Jared?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So uh, it was during the spring, and it was spring skiing. So we headed up the hill to there's a ski area about an hour away. We headed up there, spent the morning skiing, and then we loaded up and headed back down into town, hooked up the boat, took it out to one of the reservoir here, and did some water skiing in the afternoon. So we snow skied in the morning and then water skied that afternoon.
There you
So
go.
yeah.
I've skied and golfed in the same day, not in the same day, but in the same weekend.
Yeah. No, this is the same day. Skied in the morning
That's
and water
awesome.
skied that same afternoon. Yeah.
I think getting a winter sport is the whether it's snowshoeing, snow skiing, snowmobiling. You got to have an activity that you do in the winter. Otherwise, it can be kind of brutal. I used to
I
just
agree.
want to go
Yeah.
visit the sun, go south and make sure it was still there. But once I discovered skiing, all I want to do is go skiing.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And you mentioned
that
snowshoeing, and there's a lot of snowshoeing in the area, a lot of trails. Hike that you hike in the summer, and during the winter, you snowshoe or cross country ski.
Yeah. The one thing I will point out for those that are listening is, on occasion we'll have an inversion. So we'll have kind of late fall, winter, where it could be a little dreary, because you kind of have an inversion over the valley. But to Keith's point, if you head up, to, like, let's say, Bogus Basin, you'll go out over the clouds, and it's just beautiful.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. It's a white ocean up there, and then the mountains are like the little islands, and it's just a beautiful sunny, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
pro tip, if you're getting a little, you know, cabin fever, and the inversion's getting a little bit of you, better of you, just take a drive up to Bogus, or just head up north to the Donnelly McCall area, and you'll get into the real kind of snow and wilderness area, and you'll feel like, okay, winter is here. But but yeah, that's what I appreciate about this area, is just the transitions, changing of the sports that you have. Right, put your mountain bike away when it's kind of wet and soggy out, and you get your board out or your skis out, and get ready for the list to start running. And then once that's done, you put them away, and then you maybe get your hiking shoes out in the spring, wait for it to dry up a little bit, and off you go. So yeah, it's awesome. But anyway, this one's going to be a little bit of a short podcast, just because it's only so much you can talk about the weather. But I think we've shared enough that you can really kind of get the gist of it and what to think about. We do want to share with you how to take advantage of the perfect home buying process. You can either comment below, just perfect home buying process, or you can reach out to us at our website. Let's see if I can pull that up. But myhomeconnection.com. We've got our email link and our phone number here, so you can just email or call us and reference that, and we'll get you started in that process and get you access to those offers that we mentioned. But other than that, gentlemen, we just want to thank you for chiming in today and sharing with the folks a little bit about what to expect in the Boise, Idaho area.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Jared.
We
Thanks
appreciate
for
it,
having
gentlemen.
us.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
All right, everybody. Have a blessed one.
Okay. Bye bye.